What's up, YouTube? It's your boy DR2727. Shout out to my Transformers collectors, one to a scale collectors, whatever you collect, shout out to you. And this month's video for August 2020 is why I won't buy X-Transbots anymore. And I've done one of these videos before with New Age, but it didn't age too well. But I think I'm a little more confident with this. And all my faithful viewers know, I have a very low opinion of X-Transbots. And I think that it's just come to a head, and I just realized as I'm kind of narrowing down my collection to quality pieces, that X-Transbots just doesn't make quality pieces. And I am much more qualified to speak about X-Transbots than I was New Age. New Age was new, and I said in that video, it only makes sense if they're going to do all the characters. And it seems like they're going to do all the characters. With X-Transbots, I bought every release of theirs except for that Central Barbosa, their hands, and the trailer and the cook. So I pretty much bought everything they've made. And I don't have any figure I love from them. I have some figures I like from them. I like their Scourge. I like their Junkions. I like their Blaster. But everything else is kind of like that. I have way more figures I hate from them than figures I like. Like, I think that consistently their figures are flimsy. They have some MP parts to them, but they aren't MPs in generally speaking. And I think that I can just save that money and wait for a better company to do the product. And what got me to this was two figures. The last two figures I bought from them, that Motor Master, the Gravestone. As soon as I got that, I played with it for a day. I sold the whole set because that was one of the forks in the road of my collection thing. I had basically Fans Toy set and X-Transbots set, and I was like, I'm not keeping two figures. I'm gonna get rid of one. Now, I seriously considered selling the Fans Toys, but thank God I did not, because I'm so glad, because I don't care. I care if Fans Toys finishes their combiner or not, but the single figures from Fans Toys are better than the full combiner or in individual figures from X-Transbots, the Minosaur. And I would be kicking myself right now if I would have kept the X-Transbots Minosaur and sold the Fans Toys figures. So that was the first figure. And the second figure, the more recent figure, is their Fuzz. I bought that figure, and it is not an MP. I'm doing the 2MP and not the MP to it, but so you can get more details about it. But whatever goodwill X-Transbots has bought up to 2020, they've lost it since 2020 between the trailer financing fiasco, the Cook lock fiasco, them not taking responsibility for the lock, and for them to release Fuzz and the type of figure that it is. I'm just past that point in my life. I'm past. It's just like being in high school and you having to screw a girl when her mom, while her mom's at work, and you sneaking around the back doing stuff like that. You got to go pick her up to take her to her house or whatever. Like, we're all adults now. You need to have a car for me to screw you. It shouldn't be some sneaking around. It shouldn't be no roommates. It should be, if I'm going to screw you, we're adults. Let's just handle it like adults. And that's how I feel about X-Transbots. I don't feel they make adult figures. I don't think they make collectible figures. I think they make something between the Chug and the MP, and I think that stuff is just MP scale and just has some MP things to it. Now, I will give them some credit. I think they have the best accessories, the most thoughtful accessories in the game. Hands down, bar none. They make really good ratchets, and they nail a sculpt. Like, most of their sculpts are home run, especially if you want tune accurate. But everything else about them is a fail to me. And I do like going back to Fuzz. That figure is painted beautifully, but it's a horrible piss poor figure. The Junkions, I like the Junkions, but the figures are great not painted. The Blaster, if you got that painted one, it was painted very sloppily. The Scourge had its problems, and those are figures I like about them. I think that X-Transbots, me personally, I think they should stick to just being an accessories, kind of company, and a company that does very niche pieces, like their Leader One, that Death Wish. I really do think that that's their niche, because I don't think there's a place for them in, the MP game, especially with Fans Toys being rumored to have a design for every G1 character. And if they're going to be in this game, they can't compete with Fans Toys in prices, because their product is nowhere near Fans Toys. No matter how much they sell it, no matter how engaged they are in social media, they aren't Fans Toys. They aren't Takara. They aren't Kang Toys. They aren't Unique Toys. They aren't MMC. They aren't Make Toys. I have had my fill of X-Transbots, and I know this sounds like a rant, and You know, if you like them, fine for you. But I think that where they should be, if they are going to keep making MP figures, is that affordable price. So if Fans Toys is going to be 200, Fans Toys Galvatron 200, X-Transbots Galvatron need to come in at 130. You know what I'm saying? Fans Toys Apache 220. I know their spring is going to be 200. They're too close in price. Their spring needs to be 130 because they're going back to the drawing board. They're doing all this and doing all that. I think the fandom knows what X-Transbots really is. I hope that they improve, but I doubt it. I don't think they will improve enough to get money from me anymore. And that's just talking about their products. Let's talk about the company itself. They've done some shady things like the trail everybody knows, the accessory pack, the lock, not taking responsibility for the lock, and the wheelie and the Apollyon. Like, they just had fiasco after fiasco after fiasco, and they're the only third party. They're the only company in this Transformers game who've had fiascos like this. So, like, not only do they have a shitty product, their company is ran very poorly, and I just can't support that anymore. Quick story, and a lot of this stuff we keep behind closed. I'm a member of Bobby Scoreface Patreon, and if you're not a member, you should be a member. I think he had different levels, but it's worth it. We had a discussion about their protector box, and basically the temperature of the room was just saying, hey, as long as that thing does not fall apart, the defensor does not fall apart. No other company, third party or official gets that pass where it's like, hey, as long as it doesn't fall apart, I'm good. So that lets you know that we've come to accept so much BS from them. We've lowered our standards just for them. They're the kid in class who everybody's cheering, all the teachers and school administrators are cheering because they learn how to spell their name. But they're in the 5th grade. That means something's wrong with them. And there's something wrong with X-Transbots. They make a sucky product. They've fleeced me too many times, and they won't fleece me again. So I know they have their fans. I'm glad you like it. If you like it, you win. I won't be buying X-Transbots no more. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.